Hello, thanks for watching Hayden's Mini Adventures. Today we're doing a programme review, Chester City FC versus Brentford, which was in the Barclays Football League Division 2, Wednesday the 5th of October 1988, kick-off at 7:30pm. Official programme 60p. Chester sponsored by Greenhalls, as they were in those days. Some action shots on the front there from Sealand Road, the stadium. Right, let's open up and see. Welcome to the stadium, or Sealand Road as most of us knew it. Welcome to the stadium for tonight's game, and a special welcome to tonight's visitors from Brentford. Now Brentford then, they were a team in Division 3. Obviously a big Premier League team. How times change. Welcome to the stadium for tonight's game, and a special welcome to tonight's visitors from Brentford. Tonight's game should prove to be an entertaining affair, as Brentford have an identical record to ourselves in the league so far this season, having won 3, drawn 3 and lost 2. Last Saturday they beat Gillingham 1-0 at home thanks to an Andy Sinton penalty. Andy Sinton went on to play for QPR. Our own result last Saturday at Reading, another team that's been in the Premier League and been out of the Premier League and Championship, etc., did not do us justice, as our second half performance was enough to earn ourselves at least a draw. Unfortunately, luck was definitely not with us, as we had 2 definite penalty appeals turned down and then fell to a bizarre goal which would have put the game beyond our reach. Anyhow, there we go. That's by John Martin. There's the details about Chester City Football Club at the time. Stadium, Sealand Road. Chairman, A.E. Barnes. Vice Chairman, C. Thompson. And all the other dignitaries. Obviously the manager was the legendary Harry McNally. There we go. News on 3. Blackpool seem to be making the most of the news in Division 3 just at the moment, both on and off the field. Starting with the off the field, the club have unveiled plans for a new space-age stadium. Well, that didn't happen. Basically, what Chairman Owen Oyston envisages is a covered city which will incorporate shops, an open-air radio station and multi-purpose arena. Working on the idea of utilising a stadium on more than just match days, the club are looking to move into the growing leisure market with their ambitious plans. One pleasing feature of the plans is that the pitch will be real grass, but a novel system of raising the pitch when it isn't in use and suspending it underneath the roof has been devised. Well, that never happened. More information on Division 3. It finishes with a final move has taken place, has seen Bolton's unsettled striker Steve Elliott join Bury for 160,000. Finally, on the topic of strikers, I mentioned in the Huddersfield edition that Gillingham's Steve Lovell, and not Howell as printed, has scored in each of his side's games. Well, that was a kiss of death as Gills went down 1-0 to Reading, ending Steve's net of 7 goals in 7 games. And there's Division 3 at the time. Sheffield United were top. Of course, another Premier League team previously last season. Port Vale second. At the bottom of the league were Aldershot. Any other big teams in there? Bolton, Chester were sort of doing quite well, about 7th. Huddersfield, Fulham, Premier League team in there. Wigan, who've been up there. Yeah, Cardiff. Okay. Right, an advert for Greenhalls. Must have been missing his Greenhalls. Greenhall Whitley. Nice kit we had at the time there at Chester. Playoffs. 1988-89 season. Many people have asked how the playoffs will affect the end of season promotion and relegation issues this year. The playoff system has been adopted during the past 2 seasons, the main aim being to reduce the number of clubs in the First Division. This was achieved at the end of last season. Therefore, the playoffs have been revised as follows for the end of the season. 3 clubs will be relegated from the First Division, with the top 2 Second Division clubs being promoted automatically. The last promotion place in Division 2 will be decided after the clubs that finish in 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th positions having played off against each other. The same arrangements will apply in the bottom of the 2nd and top of Division 3. At the bottom of the 3rd Division, 4 clubs will be relegated, with the top 3 from the 4th Division promoted and the last promotion place being decided by the clubs finishing in 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th position, playing off against each other. Once again, it all seems rather confusing, doesn't it? It certainly does. The idea is supposedly that the playoffs create an interest at the end of the season, and this has been backed up by the large gates that the playoffs have attracted so far. Personally, I still think the playoff system unfair, and like many others, would welcome return to the old system of promotion and relegation. BBC Children in Need appeal, 1988. There's information there. Total of £221.61 was raised by the club. Advert there for crumbs, hot bread and confectionery. Also wholesales the catering trade. 10 Chester Road, Neston, south of Wirral. Okay. See what else is in this. Magnificent programme. David Crofts, Fuel Injection and Auto Electrical Systems, Unit 5, Broughton Mills Road, Bretton, Chester. The Football Trust, helping the game. Chester IV, or is that 4 in Roman numerals graphics? Don't make the mistake of entrusting your company's design and print to just anyone, as this could prove to be a costly blunder. Anyway, talks about blunders. We have information there about warnings of CCTV in all of the 110 league grounds in England, Wales and Scotland. They're all equipped with CCTV, which has been funded by the Football Trust. It is there to increase crowd safety and to help the police. Recording facilities enable film and photographs to be taken in any disorder that takes place, which may subsequently be used in a court of law. Safety first. Football grounds in England and Wales have reached their highest ever level of safety thanks to the £23,671,425 invested by the Football Grounds Improvement Trust since 1975. Right, an advert here for North West Security, 6 Bridge Street, The Cross, Chester. Credit in the home and for your leisure. Personal loans for the things you need. New cars, caravans, boats, home extensions or holidays abroad. Very nice. 25 years of city programmes. Part 5, 1967-68. Today we look at the programme from 21 years ago when we played Luton Town at the stadium on the 7th of October 1967. There you are. Looks a good programme that for any City fans from the 1960s. We coached Chester City FC. That's official. Crosville for buses and coaches. The news desk. Congratulations to Joe Hinnigan, who was voted Player of the Month by manager Harry McNally. The award is made in conjunction with a Slowboat Chinese restaurant. Still going, that place. And Joe received a bottle of champagne and a cheque from Slowboat manager Francis Ting before the last home game versus Huddersfield. Joe is of course injured at the moment, and we all wish him a speedy recovery. City joined the computer age last week when the club purchased a computer to monitor the number of spectators coming through the turnstiles, and it's hoped that it will be operational in a few weeks' time. The computer will be needed when the government's full Football League membership scheme comes into force next season. Therefore, City will be one of the first clubs to be ready for the scheme when it's introduced. I don't think it ever really came to anything, that membership scheme, as I remember. Did have a card for Chester. Various other information there about programme fairs, City fans, City exiles, the Southern Branch Supporters Club, etc. Advert for chess. Parkgate service station, quality car and minibus hire. Open all day, every day. Face to face with Joe Hinnigan. He was a good player. Yeah, Joe Hinnigan, Big Joe. His nice green North kit there. Plumbing, heating, gas fitting. BJ Clegg and Son. Quality guaranteed, estimates free. Advert for BNFL Capenhurst. It's a big employer in the area at the time. Fancy a spin around Capenhurst? BNFL. British Nuclear Fuels. Right. Vaughan Davis of Mould. This place still exists as far as I know. We are proud to be the official outfitters of blazers, trousers and shirts to Chester City Football Club. You too are welcome. You'll find over 2,000 suits, 3,000 shirts and 1,000 pair of trousers to choose from and over 50 different fittings. It's situated at the Cross, 1-3 Wrexham Street, Mould. Mould's 20 minutes from Chester, Wrexham, Ruthin and the Wirral. Yeah, I think it's still there. Right, Woodland Furnishing Limited, Grove Arcade, Wilmslow. All leading makes of carpets and furniture. Quiz time. Everyone loves a quiz. So we'll start with the quiz. Let's have a look. Player of the Year. Name the players who won the Football Writers Award in the following seasons. The club they played for has been given. In 1978, Player of the Year, played for Notts Forest. Come back to that one later. Have a think about it. Right, we welcome today's visitors, Brentford. If there's any Brentford fans watching, you'll recognise some of those players. To many fans, Brentford might not appear to pose the same threat to us as the likes of Blackpool, Bristol City or Huddersfield. Possibly did. But if Steve Perryman has been looking at the statistics, he'll probably be quietly confident because it's some 10 years since the Bees tasted defeat at Chester. The arrival of the former Spurs star at Griffin Park in February 1997 certainly transformed the London club's fortunes. His first 21 games in charge produced just 4 defeats, and for much of the last season, it looks as if the Bees could be promotion material. That wasn't to be, as a post-Christmas slump coinciding with injury problems for the manager himself led to an eventual 12th position for the club. Yeah, Premier League team now, though. So in their team then, they had, obviously, Steve Perryman, he was player-manager. Tony Parks, another big name. Jeremy Roberts, Keith Millen, Jamie Bates, Terry Evans, Roger Stanislaus, Colin Lee. Is he the Bolton player? Andy Sinton, he went on to QPR. Keith Jones, Andy Feely, Alan Cochrane, Bob Booker, Richard Cadet, Neil Smiley, Gary Blissett, Paul Birch. Facts and figures. It's been mentioned already that Brentford are something of a bogey team for us, and the statistics make alarming reading. Just 5 victories to us in 30 meetings. It's 7 games since we last defeated the Bees, an away win in October 1980, 1-0 the score, Ian Howard the scorer. So far as a home win is concerned, we have to go back to another 2 years to October 1978. Note the fact that October does seem to be our lucky month. These 2 victories are worth a further brief mention through, though Brentford fans won't think so. The game in 1980 brought the Bees their 4th home victory in 7 games, whilst the 3-1 victory came after Dean Smith had given the visitors a half-time lead. Ian Edwards proved to be the Chester hero with a second-half hat-trick to give us 6 wins, 2 draws from our 8 home games, whilst inflicting on Brentford their 7 defeat in 8 away games. Well, 8 away trips. Right, more stats there. Chester City FC wear Dunlop sports shoes. Winners in action. Full page advert here for the Daily Post. Pick up your Daily Post. For best reports, Chester City, best pictures, all the Chester City action is in your Daily Post. Order a regular copy. Make sure you do. Okay, commercial scene. Chester City Lifeline Society. For several seasons, Chester City FC has promised much on the field, but was held back through lack of the necessary funds when the team needed strengthening. Whilst tremendous support has gone unnoticed and is greatly appreciated, declining gates have presented the club with a continuing financial struggle. We hope that the situation will change following the introduction of Lifeline Society. Lifelines have been devised to capture the imagination of everybody throughout the club and city and offers 52 chances to win £1,000. Have a go. And there's an advert there for the Chester City FC Social Club. Available for weddings, birthdays and other private functions. Also the Grosvenor Lounge for smaller parties. Media talk. Yeah. Various things there about Harry McNally. Full page advert. Whatever your business, we'll help get the ball rolling. And there you go. That's an advert for Barclays. You're better off talking to Barclays. So it says. Action replay. So this picture at top here is Aidan Newhouse. He was a great player. And also another great player, Carl Dale, celebrate their own goal and our 3rd against Huddersfield. Below that, Carl Dale fires in a shot towards the Huddersfield goal. Sealand Road. The new stand on the left-hand side. Right, from the press box, the Marcher sound. That doesn't exist anymore. By Mark Gayer. He's the Marcher Sound sports correspondent. So the inevitable has happened and the government says all compulsory soccer membership scheme will be enforced in 1990. The league clubs are overwhelmingly opposed to the idea, mainly, they argue, because it would mean the end of the floating fan. Judged on this season's early returns, it could be assumed that Chester have a hardcore support of around 2,200. If, as we all hope, results continue to improve and City are in, at least with the chance of a playoff spot, it would not be unreasonable to expect that figure to double as the season reaches climax. But would that happen under compulsory membership? By the very nature, fair weather fans are not the sort to start bothering about membership schemes. I fear that under compulsory membership, most of these spur-of-the-moment supporters would just remain in their armchairs. Then again, there is the real fear voiced by Chester Secretary Albert Eckersley, that the national computer could go down under pressure at 2:30pm on a Saturday afternoon, with anything up to 500,000 fans waiting at the nation's turnstiles. Will the Pools panel have to sit because of the postponements due to computer malfunction? Hey, how things change, eh? Right, Beyond the Ball, with Chester's weekly newspapers. Chester Observer, long since gone, defunct. All the weekend match reports, pictures every Wednesday, not anymore. And Chester Chronicle, which I think still exists. Catch up with the latest news, views and midweek games every Friday. Quite a bit of reading in this programme. Advert for Radio Merseyside, follow Chester City with the number 1 sports team, Radio Merseyside, Saturday Sports Special, Match Night, Tuesday and Wednesday from 7:25, Sports Desks. Mitre, official suppliers of goals in today's game. There you are, Mitre. Quality comes first. Great sporting moments of our time. The Black Pearl, who silenced Hitler. And that's talking about, I think it's about Jesse Owens, James Cleveland Owens, in the 1936 games held in Berlin. That's a good read. Excellent read. Flashback. Season 86-87. Season 84-85. Season 82-83. Pictures of Clive Wilson and Steve Kinsey there. Taylor and Fairman decorator. Estimates given for free. Our next opponents, home. Although things don't go quite right last Wednesday, so far as the possibility of giant killing that is concerned, next Wednesday still promises to be an occasion here at the stadium for anyone who wants to see a top-class team in action. Then next week is the chance, especially if Forest produce anything like the display of last week. This game is about two teams, however, and I have a sneaking feeling that our lads want to prove something, and intriguing cup ties on the cards. Where does one start to write about a team as talented as Forest? Brian Clough took over as manager of the Reds in January 1975, and their record since has been nothing short of incredible, given that they're not usually classed in the same league as Liverpool's and Manchester United's of this world when it comes to crowds and resources. Away, it's probably true to say that much of the talk in Chester recently has been about the games against Nottingham Forest, but by a strange coincidence, our next away game sees us visit Forest's near neighbours, very near neighbours actually, Notts County. Furthermore, as the game is due to be played on a Sunday, 9th of October, County's most famous season ticket holder, a certain Mr. B. Clough, will presumably be able to take his seat in the stand. Interesting one. Right, the stats. I know you like the stats. It's quite early on in the season, so Chester's team had been pretty settled. Billy Stewart and ever-present goals. Glenn at the back. Woodthorpe and ever-present. Hinnigan was ever-present until he got injured. Graham Abel, ever-present. Chris Lightfoot. Joe Jacob, ever-present. The late great Barry Butler. Graham Barrow. Then Benjamin, Johnson. Aidan Newhouse, Gary Bennett. Carl Dale. London. All these players. Yeah, a few others there as number 14 substitutes. City stats, Midlands Senior League. Fixtures from 88-89. Appearances 88-89. Leading the appearances, the rock-solid Graham Abel. With the equally rock-solid Graham Barrow. Tonight's referee is Ian Hendrick from Preston, Lancashire. He's married with one son. He's a GRP worker. GRP, I don't know. And began refereeing in local leagues in 1972, joining the Football League via the NW Counties League. Was a linesman in the EUFA. I was going to say UEFA, but it's EUFA Cup tie in Holland in 1983, and is the vice chairman of Preston Referees Society. Hobbies include all aspects of football, especially collecting football programmes. Good man. Today's other games, Aldershot versus Bolton. The next league game at the stadium is Chester versus Cardiff City, Saturday, 15th of October 1988, kick-off 3 p.m. Is the Lancashire League there, Division 2. Tonight's Chester Chronicle mascot is Lee Woodywes from Tarvin, near Chester. Lee, who is 15 years old, so what would he be now? 15, 25, he'll be well into his, what do he? He'd be like 50. Yeah, he was 15 then. His favourite Chester City player is Gary Bennett. So the answer to that question, Player of the Year 1978, did anyone get it? I wouldn't have got it. The answer was Kenny Burns. Well done if you got it. Back page, advert for Chris Courtney Williams. New and nearly new furs for sale. Specialist cleaning and repairs on leather and suede. Don't see those adverts anymore. Chester City in blue and white. Goals, Billy Stewart. David Glenn, Colin Woodthorpe. Tony Kelly, Graham Abel. Chris Lightfoot. Joe Jacob. Graham Barrow. Carl Dale. Steve Johnson. Aidan Newhouse. Ian Benjamin and Sean London. Brentford have got Tony Parks, James Bates, Roger Stanislaw, Keith Millen, Terry Evans, Bob Booker, Keith Jones, Andy Sinton, Richard Gadet, Gary Blissett, Neil Smiley, Alan Cockram, Steve Perryman. So we've had the linesmen for tonight's games are A.S. Breckle, the red trim, J. Corkin, yellow trim, and the reserve official was Kay Sudlow, the Chester District FA. course, the referee is Mr. I.A. Kendrick of Preston. Today's mitre, Delta Match Ball, kindly donated by Mr. Reg Rowlands, well-known name there. Chester City Play, Scoreline, official kit sponsors. So I hope you've enjoyed this programme. If you have, give it a like, share it, and please subscribe to Hayden's Mini Adventures. Just a click, completely free. More programmes to come soon. Thanks a lot. Onwards. Bye.